February 20th, 2024, data obtained by Business Day showed that Ministry of Defense owed Abuja Disco at least 12 billion naira.
I think they've cleared that.
It has been cleared.
But
then the federal government hasn't cleared theirs yet.
No, the federal government, okay, it was Aso Rock that they cleared.
Now, the question now is this. If the Ministry of Power now, at this point, is saying that they are unable, because one of the reasons that was brought forward by Adelabu, the Minister of Power, was that their equipments are moribund. They need to also generate money to pay the gencos in order to bring gas. A lot of issues around how they generate power. Now, if they are claiming that they need funds to do this, why not fall back to the federal government that is owing them? Why do the citizens of the country have to pay for? Why would they have to incur? Why would they have to pay so much for what is not their fault? Now, the second question is this. I am wondering at the interference of the government in the gencos and particularly the discos at this point, both the gencos and the discos, because power has been privatized, right? Do you privatize a business and at the same time interfere in the running of because make it make sense to me? I may not know much, but I'm sure that other Nigerians would also want to know why this level of interference by the government in a privatized business.
The business is privatized, but there must be regulations.
Is the government regulating it?
I think that's what they are doing. They are not interfering in the business. They are regulating the business.
Okay.
That's where I'm coming in from. Now, paying that, is it over 100 billion? Mm-hmm. I remember there was this session I had here. I told you we have been having the blame governments. A will come, blame B. What this government is trying to do now is avoiding paying the outstanding money because they were not the ones in power when those this thing are created, the 100 billion stuff. So what they are trying to do is not wanting to spend money that will affect their lifestyle. We are the ones making them live large in this country. They don't want anything to affect them. They will just look, which one are we going? Let's increase the electricity stuff. They tried it with the LPG. They have been doing it. Fuel, they've been doing it. You understand? So it is not something. Yeah,
you have to say.
I'm just 1 minute. It's not something that is new to us. Like Mr. President will say, we need a protest in this nation. But who will lead us? Is it Joe Ajero? Is it the one from the TV?
Well, we are not discussing any else.
No, we're not discussing any else. You won't expect me to just come out and start saying I want to. This is not America, or this is not the Arabic world where someone will just carry fuel and pour on himself and it will spark something. No. If you pour yourself, they will beat you to death too. They will call you a fool who tell a man go do them. So I will not want to risk that this thing, you understand me? So that's the problem. These people are funding their lifestyle. They don't want anything to cut their own. So we are the end point. That we are the ones bearing the burden. We're the ones carrying
I feel that there are solutions to problem. And that solution is, if you check, people that are using the popular because of the level of illiteracy, people that don't have quality education. So for that you can manipulate them and do whatever you like and go free. Before, when MTN was the only service provider, when you want to make call, those days I have a phone, 3310. You know what happened? We have a canopy where people will come and make call. As you just dial the number, you know people that are not informed. So As you dial the number, even though just 1 second, and they call you say it's 14 naira.
No, but then they were charging. MTN was charging that amount.
No, and they were not charging.
No, MTN was.
They were not.
I did that business. MTN was.
They were not taking that exorbitant price we take from people.
They were.
Just 2 seconds. They say it's 14 naira.
They were.
So for that reason now, people that are being used. But there are things that the state government needs to do. When you come about power generation, it's not an individual thing. It's not a small business that people have to do. State government needs to invite investors and domesticate power supply. That is what is obtainable everywhere. Not only the national grid.
So the focus.
Yes, like you see now after MTN, Airtel, Glow, and other people, the competition for power. You now see the cost will be subsidized, will be reduced. That is what happened. You domesticate this power to state level, not only national grid.
Just like they did in
now when they are increasing the bill, these people that they say they are in band A, that they are having about 20 hours of the state, they are now increasing, like what you say, the bypass medium. And when you see like that, they shift the power to another side where they are building another new estate where people are interested in and make the money. Because people start bypassing.
They call it federal line.
Federal line. That's what we call it.
That line is for the airport and the
that kind of thing. So that's the solution. State government should invite investors, sponsor, invest money into power generation, and ensure that we have above what Ghana is generating, over 40,000 megawatts.
Or even at this point,
about here, they are having 24 hours like
talking about that, but don't you think most state governors should, copy what Alex Oti is doing?
Probably. But that project was it Alex Oti's project? That's not. It wasn't Alex Oti's project.
But then he implemented.
Somebody may come and will not do it. I think the man is a genius. He's a different person.
Yes.
He has people in his heart. He knows what he's doing.
That's when you enter his seat without the aid of a godfather.
That is what you see.
We are not discussing.
So in a nutshell, what the minister said, that the cost of government has to be reduced. Politics don't have to have this incentive, don't have to be lucrative. It has to be a place where people, after you've succeeded, you want to render service to the people.
Okay.
Not where you come to intimidate people. If you see politicians, you'll be intimidated to leave your work and join politics in Nigeria. That is the problem.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Let's move on to the next story, please. Military lose lieutenant after ambush in Borno. The military has lost a lieutenant during an ambush by terrorists along Burutai Buni Gari Road in Borno State. 4 soldiers were also injured in the encounter that occurred at about 9:35 a.m. on April. The Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, confirmed this in a statement on Saturday, April 7th. Buba said that troops reinforcements, however, pursued the terrorists to their hideout within the Timbuktu Triangle and killed 6 of them during a firefight. He said the troops also recovered 5 AK-47 rifles and 103 rounds of the 7.62 mm special ammunition. Now, Mr. Nsibe, what do you think can be done to put a stop to the insecurity in Borno State, in the north, especially Borno State? Borno has been known for its major security problems, and it seems like for every government that comes in and comes out, there's always a struggle to maintain peace and order in that state. What do you think can be done?
Declare a state of emergency on security in Borno. I said it here, not once, not twice. Borno had been one state, and funny enough, it's not even everywhere. Not every local government in Borno that have this thing. They have so many wealthy men in Borno there that are not even living in Abuja. They are living in Borno. They have their palatial mansions in Borno. These guys don't get to those areas. So why? Are they being compromised or something? Yeah, so they should declare. Sorry, they should declare
private security.
They should declare private security when you see the military now. You understand me? Now they should declare a state of emergency when it comes to security in Borno State. We're losing our gallant soldiers every now and then in Borno. And every day they'll tell you what's this your language? They're on top of their games and stuff like that. But we all know that the place it's a no. Some local governments are being run by what's it called? The Boko Haram sect. The farmers, they go there, they pay their tithes. They give their proceeds and everything. You cannot just enter the community as a military man. You enter, they will call them. These people don't come because the military will not come there and stay. They will come do their thing and they will go. Who will suffer it when these guys they reinforce and come back? The farmers, the residents there. So I think the states or the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu should declare a state of emergency on security in Borno. It's been over this thing for years now. The Chibok people, name them. It's been there. And funny enough, I think the vice president, the vice president is from Borno. And they are not doing anything. So what is happening there?
All right. When you look at insecurity as a whole in Nigeria, it started right even before Goodluck Jonathan, but it got to a climax during Goodluck Jonathan administration, and then got increasingly worse. Would you say that there is no political will by the government to fight insecurity in Nigeria? Why can't this come to a stop? Nigerian troops, Nigerian armies go abroad to fight and to maintain peace in troubled countries. Why can't we replicate the same in the country?
Let me start by saying this. As somebody who has good knowledge about security architecture, I want to say what Victor said. I will call that reactive security, state of emergency. Dusk to down curfew that people used to do. But I think the government, they don't have the will, as you said. Before somebody is recruited into this sensitive sector of security, they need to go and do a massive investigation about your history. That is what is done. Here, cultists, miscreants are into the army and the military. Before the military are ambushed, you can't just hear that the American army were passing in America and they are ambushed.
Not possible.
It's not possible. What is happening that there are informants in the military. So when you recruit people, you have to go and investigate their history, where they are coming from. They go back to your primary school, who you are, your family, your behavior, how your family acts, and what you've done. Because anybody that was a prostitute or a thief, you can't say he's now born again and he has changed completely. Before, when something happened, you go back to your initial behavior. So they are here. They are giving information to these people that the military are coming now, stay here, see where they will pass. And this thing that inside, they need to have intelligent analysts within the military that will checkmate and know people that are leaking the information to the people. That is first. Why the soldiers are. My condolences to their families. Then again, once we talk about the insecurity in Borno State, this has been a serious thing. There is what we call radicalization. When you see people because of extreme poverty, young minds are recruited into this insurgency, and they preach to them like they say that when you kill, you have 7 virgins in heaven because of your level of deficiency, intellectual deficiency, I will call it. So these people, they are radicalized. Now the borders are porous. In US, the major debate between Joe Biden and Donald Trump is about the border. They are building the border to ensure that there is no illegal immigrants into the country. And these are the issues of security, because most of the people committing this crime, they are coming from other countries, Niger, all the Chad, neighboring countries, and infiltrating into Nigeria security system. So these places, the government have to channel this security vote. They have money meant for security. They are using it to send their children abroad and to drive exotic cars. That money should be used to ensure that the border is checked, so that illegal people will not come into the country. After that, before you're recruited into the police, the army, any of the military, you should be checked. They should do aggressive research into your character, the kind of person you are, that you actually want to serve this country, what you've done before they put you into this military or any other security agency. I think those things should reduce the issue of insecurity to the barest minimum. And The last one, we are working on an article, State Failure and Insecurity in Nigeria. We have to check the gross domestic product, the economic parity in the country. People don't have jobs, so there is huge restiveness. If you don't stop this, nothing will be stopped. Right. If people are not employed, you can't stop security. So security, according to National Defense Academy in Canada, has to do with giving people the economic rights, their social rights, their cultural rights, before you can have security. If not, the system will always be submerged by miscreants.
Okay. Operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency have arrested a Delhi, India-bound passenger, Freeman Charles Obumna, at the screening points of Terminal 2 of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, MMIA Ikeja, Lagos, for ingesting 80 wraps of cocaine. This was disclosed in a statement issued by Femi Babafemi, the Director, Media and Advocacy, NDLEA Headquarters, Abuja, on Sunday, 7th April 2024. According to the statement, Obona was arrested on Sunday, 31st March, while attempting to board his flight to Delhi, India via Doha on Qatar Airways, with a Liberian international passport bearing the name Car Bismarck. He was taken for body scan, which tested positive for ingestion of illicit drugs. The suspect, who claimed he was recruited into drug trafficking by one of his relatives, eventually passed out a total of 80 wraps of cocaine weighing 889 grams through his mouth and anus over a period of 4 days. The great risk that almost took his life notwithstanding, Obonna said he was given the drugs to swallow at a hotel in Ipodo area of Ikeja with a promise to reward him with 300,000 naira cash if he successfully delivers the consignments in India. Mr. Probert, what do you make of this story? What do you think of this story?
I know this is very funny. If you look at the man's face, Mr. Obuna, you see that the man has suffered. He's not happy.
Poverty. Poverty.
But must we blame everything?
No, look at his face. I don't suffer. What's 300,000?
Can you imagine 300,000? You can't pay self-contained in this estate.
You cannot.
300,000.
How much is minimum wage?
And now look at the cost of your life. Your life is at stake of this. That is what I was talking about.
800 and something grams. It's not almost 1 kg.
That's a lot.
That is what I was talking about. Let me digress a little. If you check the countries that have low level of insecurity, not even US, not even France or Germany, it's Denmark, all the European countries, Finland and those countries. If you check their cell, their jail, they want to close some of the jail. And if you see the jail, it's beautiful like presidential hotel. You want to go to jail. What happened? These people, they don't use drastic measures for security. They have proactive security. They put things in place. People have jobs. They have stable power supply. They have good living condition. For that reason, people that are living right, you don't need to tell them. I want to tell you something. One of my friends told me yesterday that, you know why children of a priest used to commit sin too much or crime? It's because they know what their father is saying is not true on the altar. He's pretending. They know him at home, what he does. He has been beating their mom. He has been carrying women. He takes alcohol. So for that reason, when he's preaching, they don't listen. They will revolt against whatever he believes in. So what I'm saying is that the system, people that are angry, the life you're living is better you die. The 50 Cent said that you should get rich or die trying. So most of them say, I will take this risk. If I survive, I survive. If I die, let me die.
That's a very good narrative.
No. I'm telling you why they are doing it. It's wrong.
This one is poverty.
It's wrong, but I'm telling you the reason why people do what they do. It's situation. You don't see this kind of thing. So the government need to put things in place and check this kind of activities. The hotel they are mentioning, it needs to mention the hotel and they seal it. The owner of that hotel, they have to find out the location where that thing was done, and it should be sealed. So their business should be stopped immediately. That's my take.
Okay. Local government area in Akwa Ibom allocate 30% for education. Esit-Eket local government area of Akwa Ibom State has allocated 30% of its 3% share from the Petroleum Industry Act funds to the advancement of education. Under the PIA, oil-bearing communities are entitled to 3% of the oil revenue generated by international oil companies operating in their area. Representative of Esit-Eket in the NMPC MPNU JV Emomie HCDT Mr. Basse Dan Abia said that Esit-Eket will use 30% of its 3% PIA fund on building infrastructure and developing human capacity in the education sector of the local government. Education is a priority area for us. We are looking at investing a minimum of 30% or more to education to address the infrastructural rot, education and build human capacity, Abia stated. Now, bringing this back home, bringing this back to Rivers State, do you think as a major oil producing state, this is something that our local government, especially those areas that, produce oil and here for the country, because we literally power the country, do you think that these local governments can adopt similarly what Esit has done for academic advancement, for the positive impact of education here in Rivers State?
I give it up to that. Is it
Esit-Eket? Yes, Esit-Eket.
Esit-Eket local government. They really tried.
Even if it's not not 3%.
No, this is not 3%. This is 30%. 30% is huge. From the ZP, what they call it.
Yeah,
no, I give it to them. But in River State here, can it work? I tell people, River States were lazy people. Most of us were lazy. We believe in bring and come, make we chop. If you hear stories of most communities here, why they don't even have 24 hours lights, why they don't have educated people. Because when these companies, they came, all they needed was just bring the money, just forget the good road, forget all those, they are seeing it like, no worry, we go do them by ourselves, give us the money. So what these people, these Esit-Eket people did, it's a thing to follow. They really try. They know the value of education. They are investing in the younger ones. But in River State here, the typical Rivers man will want his own. He wants to drive that, what's it called? Is it Equerry landlord jeep, they call it, and all those stuff. That is what they want. They want it today. Don't tell me of tomorrow. Give me now.
Immediate gratification.
Sorry?
Immediate gratification.
Yeah, so give me now. Because when you hear their stories, you hear, why we don't have light around this area. When these people, they came, they told us that they will give us light, but our people said, no, give us the money. We will give ourselves light. And tomorrow they'll start blaming the companies. So I give it up for these people. They really, they have invested in their children, and it will pay. When the benefits or the dividends will start coming, it will even get to them too.
Thank you so much. So I would go over to you, Mr. President Provo. You are an erudite, yes. So I'd like to have your take on this.
My take is that it's a welcome development. They've done excellently well. I heard that news and I checked. I was thinking towards a particular direction and they hit the nail on the head. Then I found out that the kind of education they want to give the people that are contemporary, that is what makes me to be happy. The contemporary education I was talking about, when the people talk about education and schooling, there are different kind of things. What we have been doing is schooling, not education. Because if your education is somebody who is sound enough to find solutions to your problem, that is what education entails. So what I was trying to say is that these people should train people in artificial intelligence, AI, machine learning, cyber security, and all those kind of stuffs. The contemporary Elon Musk, his children now, they are working with machines. That is why you see the speed, the astronomical, the country is growing, because the kind of thing they teach their children is different from what we teach us. Now, what we are doing in my community, we are arranging jam classes. And if you want to study political science, business administration, you are evicted. We want to talk about science students. We want to talk about people that are going into the computer, the tech. That is the people we are talking, so that when you come back from school, you will not look for a job. You won't struggle. You can be working remotely.
So are you saying that people in the social sciences have less chances of getting jobs right now?
That's the fact.
The present
that is out. It's outdated. It's archaic. It's unpalatable. It's not. It's redundant. Those kind of education should be cut. It should be removed completely. It's not working any longer. AI have taken over all this, so it's no longer tenable. So what we need to do is a contemporary kind of education. Again, what I want to talk, I've been in Naked several times and I see that the environment has been destroyed. So the PIA, despite the frugality of the 3% to the host community, people that have the oil, I never agreed to it, but they are using it judiciously. They should plant trees, they should invest into agriculture. Recently, my younger brother, we have a very big compound in the village. I've been telling people when I become the governor of this state, because I will evict all these keke drivers, bus drivers, taxi drivers, will go back to your village and farm. That is what should be. My younger brother graduated from Ekot University, Riemann University. He went to the village. His CGPA is 4.5.
Wow,
he went back to the villages doing livestock farming. In my compound, it's a very big compound. Nobody stays in the village. Our big brothers is in Abuja and other places, so nobody is there. Compound is massive. There is water and all this thing. Now, if you go there, you see rabbits. In fact, you'll be happy. It's like if you're going to a zoo. You see rabbits, you see duck fowl, you see guinea fowl, different goats, everywhere. Now, just say he's into that business for 3 years and see what happened to his life. Let's just say like 5 goats, rabbits, guinea fowl, and this thing. You see how much it will make. It's as if you're working in an oil company. So this money should be invested into agriculture too. And the environmental conservation, because what we are talking about, the environment has been destroyed. The heat waves in Naked is something you cannot bear. So the state government should enact a law that if you're building a house, there should be a tree on your front and in your compound, so that the environment will be a serene environment to live.
All right. The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has told his kinsmen that he will not disappoint them in his performance as a minister. Wike spoke at the weekend as a special guest of honor during the 2024 annual Cultural Day of the Obako Ikwere Organization Worldwide, the Apex Socio-Cultural Group of Ikwere Ethnic Nationality. The minister, who was represented by his former Chief of Staff, Emeka Woke, expressed gratitude to Ikwere people for the support he enjoyed while he served as the state governor for 8 years. He said, "The minister has asked me to inform his people that he will not disappoint them in his performance of his function as FCT minister." The president of the organization, Eze Gospower Onuekwa, commended the leadership of Ikwere for using culture to ensure peace and development in the state and country. He said the celebration was used as a means to sustain, enhance the love and showcase the cultural value of the Ikwere people. Mr. Victor Nsebe, what do you think of the FCT minister's promise not to disappoint his people as the FCT minister?
You're starting with me as an Ikwere man. Okay, I will answer you. It's a good one. So far, so good. In Abuja, he's not disappointing. But in River State here,
the conversation is actually focused in FCT because
he
said he will not disappoint
as the FCT minister.
Yes. As the FCT.
So,
see,
so far,
now you're cutting my wings because I cannot say again. So far, he's not disappointing.
Okay.
So far, because these are politicians and my brother. But at least we need to calm down. He's not disappointing in Abuja.
You cannot bring Rivers State politics because this is governance.
Oh.
We are not discussing politics.
Hi. Okay. He's not disappointing. At least we've seen some things he have put in place. The transportation system, the security team. There was a point where Abuja was boiling, kidnapping, left, right, center. He tried. They called town hall meetings and everything was the security people and everything was sorted out, and Abuja is back to its old glory. Recently, I think I saw on the news. I think it was your news, where they were saying something about him commissioning the light rail system that is almost about 80 to 90 something percent done. So I think I give it up to him. He has been doing good when it comes to governance in Abuja there, or the running of Abuja. I give it up to him. He's trying.
Okay.
He will not disappoint us.
You will not. Okay, now you're confident because when you were
in Abuja,
in Abuja, we are not discussing politics. Mr. Probel, the promise by the FCT minister, you know, there have been concerns too in Abuja, you know, especially around appointments. You know, FCT minister so far has shown capacity to be a man who carries his people along. You know, being the FCT minister in Abuja, he has paved way for a lot of Rivers people, Rivers sons, to be appointed or even go into good offices at that level. Now, do you see a possibility of continuity in this line? And again, what do you think might be a consequence of this? Because in FCT there are people who were in FCT before now, and then suddenly an FCT minister is coming from Rivers State. Yes, it's Mr. Project, he's doing great work in FCT, nobody can deny that. But then there are concerns and agitations around appointments of mainly Rivers people, you know, in federal offices. What do you have to say to that?
I have to say that he did well initially by starting. When I was becoming the youth president of my community, there is an old woman. One day I was passing because she knows my mother. And said, President, this position they give to you, what it means in my language is that it should not be hasty. Don't rush, because they call you, say you are the youth leader. You want to beat this person, you want to punish this person, that you will get problem. I should take it easy. I say that she knows I'm a young man. So what Nyeso Wike did, I know, and it's very good, is that he works with the traditional rulers the first time. And you know, when you do that, the people will be happy with you, your problem will be reduced. First and foremost, he went and engaged them, give them some incentives. So these people, they are happy. I think they will not give him what he wants, because he has acknowledged the fact that they exist, because you can't walk alone. When you want to have peace, you have to go to people that are living in the interior villages, all the places, and appeal to them. They know the bad people are there. But when it comes to when he wants to be authoritative and that high-handedness in the FCT, using Rivers people, I think the man knows some people he can work with. There are people he has tried over the years. So you don't come carry a stranger to work with you. You know people that have been working with you, and maybe he knows that he succeeded in Rivers State through these people. They were people that worked with him. So I want to bring that kind of people. I have a friend that anywhere I'm going, he's a man. If it was a woman, they would say I'm dating him. Anywhere I go, I carry him. Anything I'm doing, I involve him, because I know he can work with me. He understands what I do, my modus operandi, my mode of operation. So whatever I'm doing is always there with me. So I think that is what the minister is doing, carrying his people along. People they trust that if he delegate duties or he give them funds, they will not mismanage.
So now it is a question of bringing people that have capacity above, you know.
Don't they have capacity? This is a national cake or a national thing.
Why do you
cannot
call appointments like this national cake?
I'll use the word national. I used the word national cake because he is saying because he's appointing people that have worked with him over the years, Rivers men. No, he's not a minister in Rivers State. If he was the governor of Rivers State, no wahala, he can appoint the Rivers people everywhere. But now the appointments in Abuja, people are shouting, people are crying out. This is not a Rivers affair. It is not.
Let me ask you a question, Mr. Victor. Has the FCT minister appointed anybody so far that does not fit, that does not have the capacity?
We know the Nigerians.
He has been appointed.
No, I'm trying to correct Mr. President.
I'm asking you a question from your correction. Has he so far made any appointment that fell below par?
No.
So,
what I am saying is, this is a national thing. You take from the north, you take from the south. And mind you, there are persons that own Abuja. They are still telling you Abuja is their own. You understand me?
These are the issues.
These are the issues, because you cannot say that there are people and agree to that.
I have a little contribution to that.
Don't they have
we are living in the kind of country where if you are giving political appointments, it's a time for you people who say this is our turn to enjoy.
That's the problem.
Maybe the governor.
So are you trying to say Rivers State now is their turn to enjoy Abuja?
I'm coming now. I'm coming. If you see the people that congratulated him, these people, are you listening? I know a man in my place that was the director of school board. He was trekking. He was walking when he was alive. He's a very big man that normally should have been a wealthy man driving exotic cars. He was trekking. When he left there, the community said that this man is a useless man. That they gave him opportunity, he did not help any person from the community. In fact, they may evict you from your community. Well, the man is doing the right thing. Anytime we want Nigeria to work, the right thing will be done. They will build a functional system. Yes, so Wike has been somebody that loves his people. So whatever he's doing, these people has to be involved.
Loving your people, it must not be a one-sided thing.
He has to be involved. If he doesn't do that,
it must not be a one-sided thing.
He will get into trouble.
The man is crying. The Yoruba man is crying. They need the appointments too. They voted for Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
They're happening everywhere. Even the president.
You understand me?
People must.
Interesting takes on both sides. Thank you so much. The agro rangers of NSCDC have repelled an attack by suspected bandits on the federal government's grain silo in Dusima local government area of Katsina State. Hamisu, the spokesperson of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, said in a statement in Katsina on Sunday that the attack occurred on 6 April at about 1 a.m. According to him, the bandits wanted to destroy the silo and abduct its manager, Lawal Shitu Yaradua. The agro rangers responded swiftly, engaging the bandits in a fierce gun duel for over 2 hours, Hamisu said. The silo was not damaged, nor did the criminals succeed in their nefarious act. The NSCDC spokesman added, the command remains dedicated to promoting safety and security for the good people of the state and Nigeria as a whole, as well as providing adequate protection of critical national assets and infrastructure. Mr. President Probel, I'll start with you because you have a great background in security, and I can say that you are a security expert. What can you say, or what do you think can be done to protect food security in Nigeria? Because it is a major concern if you look at the supply from the north to the south, especially from the north, because the north provides the country with food. What can we do? What can you say can be done to maintain and to protect food security in the north down to the south? It's a general concern, because when the north does not has these issues, these food security challenges, it affects the whole country.
I think what they can do to protect it has to do with the security issue. It has to do with road network. It has to do with adequate transportation system, the rail line. And then we are owing China about $15.5 billion. So we are owing them about $15.5 billion because of rail line. If that mechanism of transportation are very easy, you can move goods and services from the north to the south. The food, yes, that comes into the south will be easier because of the medium of transportation. That is how it is. That's the easiest and the best way to enhance food security in the country.
Thank you so much. Sadly, we've run out of time. This is where we wrap it up on today's episode of Atlantic Blowout. It's been quite a pleasure having you, Mr. Provost President, and Mr. Victor Isiebe. The conversation has been quite intense and interesting. Thank you. We wouldn't have done this without both of you right now.
Thank you.
Thank
you very much.
Okay, so stay connected on ATN socials, Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic-TV-Network1, Twitter, Atlantic-TV-Network-net. Watch us live on our website on www.atlantic-net-network.tv. Peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Thank you for watching. I am Divine Bernard and
I am Ogulore Nshachoma. Open conversation comes up next. Do not go away.